this was a workshop about open government and open data. So in the spirit of openness, we wanted to have a feedback system with the audience, both in the room and on the web. So we used a little service which creates a feedback channel, if you will, online, where people can submit their questions and vote on the best ones, so that people, whether they're in the room or outside of the room, watching us over the web or following us via Twitter, can basically submit a question, and the audience itself will vote on the best question, and then the moderator can ask the panelist, we've got this question coming in from the web. Could you please, enlighten us and respond to this question? Can we have everybody? No. Should we have created an island in Second Life so that everybody could come? God, no. Is it worth doing a meeting at all if suddenly, potentially, every person on Earth needs to be here? It's an intractable question. Either you do a meeting and you're always going to have people that are in and people that are left out, or you do everything online and potentially everybody joins, but it makes it incredibly difficult to produce results. So there's no perfect solution. At the end of the day, we are convinced that those kinds of meetings, those kinds of big get-togethers where we really involved every party, maybe there can be some fine-tuning here and there, and we'll take it into account. At the end of the day, being able to bring all these great minds and people together, it gets things done. Meeting people, talking to people, exchanging business cards, having even dinner together. We all know that in real life, not in the digital world, but in real life, it really helps get things done. And that's the objective of this EGA, is actually to try to get some things done. Should we continue over the web? I'm personally convinced that we should continue the conversation over the web, therefore inviting everybody to join in. But at some point, you need online feedback system and in-person meetings to get things done.
You mentioned result.
Well, we have to manage our expectations here. We're talking about issues that are very complex, with frankly ideological rifts. It's not, taking a US parallel, it's not as if we could solve the abortion issue or the gun rights issue in a couple of days. Things like net neutrality or copyrights have been an incredibly complex issue at every government level in every country. We have no plans and no expectation to actually solve it definitively. We're trying to make a little bit of progress, get all the voices expressed, and I think on some panels we saw a diversity of voices being expressed, and not always in a very, we all share the same opinions, the same views. That's not the case. We had very distinct, sometimes conflicting opinions. They were in the room together, they were on a panel together, and hopefully some good will come out of it. Will it solve the issues? By no means. Will it help us make a little bit of progress? I think so. I like to think so. In my panel, for instance, panel was about open government and open data. Very fascinating issue, which has great momentum. We had people from giant corporations, Microsoft, Cisco. We had activists from the Sunlight Foundation, from the Personal Democracy Forum. We had people from the World Bank, from the University of Southampton, so academics, activists, corporations. And at the end of the day, they were really almost sharing the same viewpoints on pretty much all the big picture elements. Now in the details, I'm sure we can talk about formats, revenue models, and all that. But frankly, all in all, at the end of the day, they agreed on some conclusions, and hopefully those conclusions will be presented to the GA. I'll be frank. I think I was lucky to be on an issue that is not as divisive as other issues. That's for sure. What was interesting is that we were able to bridge a gap between a certain community that believes that open data is that neither the government nor corporations should get involved, or at least, or if only to just give the data and run. In this instance, it was interesting to see that governments, corporations, and even people from the public actually could have a productive ecosystem by working together. So, it's not a touchy-feely conclusion. It's just we're trying to see where we can create value, and how by bringing people together we can create value. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it works. That's the kind of things that is easier to do in an in-person gathering one time a year than doing it over email or over the internet or whatever crowdsourced participatory platform you want. I feel that we got people to talk together and achieve some things that would not have happened online. We just need to keep the conversation going.
You're looking forward to next year? We'll be back?
I need to rest for another year first.
Thanks very much. Please come here a little.
Thank you.
Just on this identification. Thanks very much.
Sure.
I'm gonna hold it.
C'est bon, c'est bon.